In the early hours of dawn, the silence over the conflict zone was shattered by the deafening roar of jet engines slicing through the sky. U.S. F-35 Lightning II fighter jets had been scrambled under strict orders intercept and neutralize a rapidly developing threat. Within seconds of entering hostile airspace, the advanced stealth aircraft locked onto multiple enemy positions, marking the beginning of an operation that would stun the world. Radar systems across the region were rendered useless as the F-35 jets approached undetected, utilizing their state-of-the-art stealth capabilities. Pilots inside the cockpits, clad in high-tech flight gear, maintained laser focus as threat indicators blinked across their digital displays. The enemy had no idea what was coming. Seconds later, the sky erupted in controlled chaos. In a synchronized move coordinated by real-time data links and encrypted communications, the F-35S unleashed a barrage of precision-guided missiles. Explosions tore through enemy command posts and mobile launchers. Surveillance footage captured the strikes and chilling clarity targets were obliterated with pinpoint accuracy. The entire engagement lasted less than 30 seconds. The battlefield, once crawling with hostile movement, fell into a stunned silence. Smoke plumes coiled into the sky as emergency sirens blared in the distance. Ground forces on both sides could scarcely believe what they had witnessed. The enemy's critical infrastructure had been neutralized before they could even launch a counterattack. Commanders at the U.S. Operations Center monitored the mission in real time, stunned by the speed and precision of the pilot's execution. "This is modern warfare at its most lethal," one official commented, watching as the jets banked sharply and began their return flight without a single scratch. Back at the forward airbase, maintenance crews meticulously inspected the returning F-35S. The aircraft, sleek and virtually untouched, had once again proven why they are considered the deadliest combat jets ever built. Every bolt, panel, and sensor was examined before the jets were refueled and repositioned for possible redeployment. Strategic planners are already studying the engagement as a model for future air operations. Lessons learned from the lightning-fast assault will influence U.S. military doctrine for years to come. The message was clear. In the era of the F-35, war is no longer measured in hours but in seconds. Meanwhile, the pilots who executed the strike remained unnamed, their identities classified, but among their peers, they were already legends. In whispered tones inside briefing rooms and hangars, they were being called the Ghost Wing, the invisible force that struck before anyone knew they were there. As tensions remain high in the region, one thing is certain: the rules of war have changed. And wherever conflict brews next, F-35S may already be in the skies watching, waiting, and ready to strike in seconds. Back in the air, the F-35 pilots maintained complete control, adjusting altitude and direction with surgical precision. Their faces showed no trace of emotion, only discipline and duty. These were no ordinary pilots. Each had undergone years of intensive training and countless simulation hours. Their calm demeanor contrasted starkly with the chaos they had just unleashed. Enemy communications fell into disarray. Radio intercepts revealed confusion and panic. Military analysts later described the scene as a textbook example of aerial dominance. The speed of the operation left no time for retaliation, no space for defense. In mere seconds, the power balance in the region had shifted dramatically. One of the most chilling aspects of the strike was the silence before it. With no radar warning, no sirens, and no visible threat, the enemy had been caught completely off guard. Experts believe the F-35S used a combination of terrain, masking, and electronic warfare to remain undetected until the very last moment. On the ground, remnants of the enemy force scrambled to understand what had just happened. Their command centers were gone, weapon caches destroyed, communications lines severed. Drones circling the area confirmed total devastation without a single American aircraft downed or damaged. Military analysts now point to this operation as a pivotal moment in air combat history. The speed, precision, and sheer surprise of the F-35S have rewritten the rules of engagement. What took hours in previous generations of warfare now takes mere seconds, and with no warning. As the jets returned to base, ground crews were already prepared for debriefing and rearmament. Technicians moved with urgency, knowing that another mission could be minutes away. The pilots, still silent, handed over mission data for immediate analysis. Inside the control room, satellite feeds and battlefield recordings were reviewed with awe. Intelligence officers confirmed that the targets were high value and directly linked to a planned enemy offensive. By eliminating them in advance, the F-35 operation may have prevented a far larger conflict from erupting. Some defense experts are now calling the strike preemptive warfare perfected. Allied nations observing the operation expressed admiration and shock. Foreign defense officials privately admitted they had underestimated the F-35's true combat capability. Meanwhile, rivals began reassessing their own military doctrines, realizing that stealth, speed, and precision now rule the skies. In Washington, top military leaders convened an emergency briefing to discuss the implications. The success of the operation had validated years of investment into next-generation aerial warfare. Some officials warned, however, that enemies may now seek more desperate, unconventional responses.